Search of the water. I think it was a school of fish right there.
Oh, yeah.
See the ruffles?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For 2 years now, those who work to restore the Giacomini wetlands have enjoyed watching it closely, with great and mounting amazement and enthusiasm and heartfelt emotion.
The Giacomini project turned out to be better than we ever expected. I mean, the waterfowl responded, the shorebirds came in, the marsh looked spectacular. I just looked at it last week and I just can't believe how incredible life came back to this marsh. I mean, it just turned out to be even more magical and special than we even envisioned when we started this project really 10 years ago.
I think overall what we've been telling people is kind of what we expected, but what's happened is it's come so much quicker than we expected. And how I felt, and I thought, you know, most people would be really lucky to ever be able to do something like this where you feel like you've really made an impact. You can actually see it every day when you come out here. So it's been a really special honor for me, I think.
At that moment when the levee breached and we were all there at that moment, I think what it took us by surprise too was the sense of, it wasn't just the water coming in, you felt this whoosh and this breeze come in, and it was Mother Nature saying, it's mine now. And I think that's what brought me to tears at that moment. And that's when the alchemy started, when it immediately started to change from pasture to healthy wetland.
It feels really, really good. You know, it's very rare for us to have an opportunity to actually give back. And that feeling of giving back is available every time you see something new out here.
And there's something new to see out here every day. In many forms and in many ways, nature has made a stunning comeback at the head of Tomales Bay and at the foot of its surrounding communities.
And I think it's brought some peace to the community, just some natural peace. I think it's been a tremendous asset to the community. I think the community's fallen in love with the wetlands. I think everyone that comes here has fallen in love with the wetlands, and like I say, it's a sense of peace for me.
And it instills a sense of peace in those of us who have a chance to watch the wetlands for ourselves, from high above the shoreline, or from a kayak paddling down the very slough where the water rushed in 2 years ago. The wetlands have become a source of recreation, education, inspiration, and hope to many people from many places.
One day I was out here and these people came out to go on a hike and they didn't know anything about the project, and so they asked me a lot of questions about it. And at the very end, the lady stopped and she said, you know, there's so few things in our lives these days that give us hope, and this really gives me hope to see this.
That just goes to show this isn't just an ecological restoration. It's a restoration of the soul. You know, people's sense of place here has grown and been enhanced by this, and you can just feel your connections with the land come alive.
The Giacomini wetland has not only inspired individuals, it's also inspired institutions throughout the nation.
If you mention the Giacomini wetlands, people know about it. I was in Washington, D.C. last week, and every time I mentioned it, the Army Corps at a legislator's office mentioned the Giacomini wetlands, and they knew about it, and they knew where it was, and they were excited, just as excited as we are. So, it's a U.S. project, it's a national park project, it's a project for everyone.
So I think for the Park Service, when the sense I get when I talk to people in the Park Service is this has really been a model for them, and it's given them inspiration to try to do some of this in their own parks.
The extraordinary rebirth of the Giacomini wetland took a decade of hard work by a talented and determined team of public and private partners working together closely, guided by a clear and compelling vision and a steady hand at the helm.
I honestly don't know if the project would have happened without Don Neubacher.
These days, Don Neubacher is the superintendent of Yosemite National Park.
Toast to the future of the Giacomini wetlands. May it be full of
But as the longtime superintendent of Point Reyes, he led the Giacomini restoration effort from start to finish.
And really, for me, it was truly a dream come true because I love to bird watch. I love getting out there. I love the coast. I mean, so every time I go out there, I just get goosebumps from how precious the spot has even become within 2 years. And I do think when we go back there 20 years from now, it's going to be even more breathtaking and more ecologically valuable than it is today.
For now, endangered tidewater gobies and red-legged frogs, communities of fish, and ducks and shorebirds and bald eagles, animals and plants native to these wetlands are coming home in great numbers. We'll be able to watch them with our own eyes for decades to come and pass this legacy of hope, inspiration, and peace on Tomales Bay from one generation to the next.